Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And today I'm here with a review of a movie that, it kept getting pushed back, its release date. It was supposed to come out at the end of last year, then it got pushed back to February of this year, and then it was going to get pushed back again, and no one really knew what was happening. Then the rumors a couple weeks ago, it was going to show up on Netflix, and ladies and gentlemen, during the Super Bowl, we thought we'd get the trailer for it, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, in a couple hours, it's going to be on Netflix. Surprise! So many people thought, well, is this good or is this not good? This thing's just getting dumped out onto Netflix randomly. And, you know, I was like, no, it sounds cool to me. I can't wait to see it. And then I kind of saw what people were saying. Not many people really are liking this movie, but I'm a big fan of this series. Had to see for myself. Ladies and gentlemen, my review of the 2018 sci-fi film, The Cloverfield Paradox, coming up now. A group of scientific researchers on an international space station attempt to harness a new source of energy as back on Earth we're on the brink of World War III. The crew is on a mission to activate a particle accelerator that will save the world if they're successful. Of course, antics ensue, and the crew ends up screwing with multiple dimensions and reality as we know it. So what did I think of the Cloverfield Paradox? I thought it's a messy and unsatisfying sci-fi prequel/sequel. Originally titled God Particle, it was one of the worst kept secrets of cinema that the film was an entry in the Cloverfield franchise. I loved the original movie, which was a breath of fresh air into the found footage genre, and the surprise sequel, 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was a terrific thriller. Now with this entry, we get a deep space movie that will answer, supposedly, how the whole Cloverfield universe began. I'm all for the franchise diving into different settings and genres that tie into the cinematic universe. Personally, I'd love to see a Nicholas Sparks-type romance flick, and towards the end, the Cloverfield monster shows up. And a movie taking place in space certainly would make sense. Unfortunately, I thought this movie had a lot of problems. First off, the film comes off as a B-movie version of some of the Alien movies, Prometheus, Event Horizon, and really reminded me of last year's film, Life. It also uses a ton of space movie cliches, giving us some very predictable moments where we know exactly what the characters will be doing. There's also a ton of exposition that becomes tedious and even repetitive. In fact, about an hour in, I fell asleep on the film, which has never happened. And I had to go back and rewind what I had missed. Now, there were a few things I did like, such as the characters being different or having some different motives or pasts in other dimensions, and the odd things that happen, such as the ship trying to kill the crew. While the movie is supposed to give us answers on the series, I felt like it actually gives us more questions, such as what dimension is this movie or either of the other two taking place in, as the timeline is getting complicated the more you think about it, as well as new questions about the monster or monsters. This entry also feels very forced into the Cloverfield universe, and feels more shoehorned in than 10 Cloverfield Lane did. There's a subplot of the main character's husband back on Earth that tries to connect this to the Cloverfield movies, but it's sort of lame and has a very rocky feel to it. The cast is fine and do the best with the material they have to work with, starring Juju Mbatha-Raw as Ava Hamilton, the researcher and grieving mother whose husband is back on Earth, Daniel Brühl as Schmidt, the German who was innocent in this dimension but was up to something in another, David Oyelowo as Keel, the station's commander, Chris O'Dowd as Mundy, the man who has a weird run-in with the ship itself, and Elizabeth Debicki as Mina Jensen, the mysterious woman found on the ship who wasn't originally part of the crew, but is in this new reality. As someone who loved the first two entries, I thought the Cloverfield Paradox, while not awful, was a big disappointment and belongs on Netflix with its straight-to-DVD quality, and hopefully the fourth movie, which is set to release this fall, can get the series back on track. I'm going to give it the rating of meh. It's okay. Alright, well that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/Westside515. Like Joe on Facebook, Facebook.com/WestTrueBaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WestAlist. Until next time, Troop out.